These past 2 months have been a parade of big-time bats coming through Lake Point Sports. Now comes the hard part, narrowing it down to the best of the best. Cory McCartney joined by Phil Kerber as we'll look to do exactly that. Phil, welcome back in.
Thanks for having me, Cory. Yeah,
Absolutely.
this was a tough challenge going through, and now the thousands of kids we've had come through the park to pick five that really stood out. But I think I did an all right job.
I have to imagine the list kind of could almost change weekly for you and probably could have looked dozens of different ways. But when you kind of had a sense to take it all in at this point, who were the players that made the biggest impressions on you when you've been able to run through all these names?
Yeah, start with number 5 on my list, Jeremy Comer, 2023 out of Kansas, played for Building Champions, committed to Tennessee probably about 2 weeks after we saw him at the 15U National Championship. And what really stood out for me, a left-handed bat, long, lanky kid, probably 6'2", 6'3", but how athletic his hands were. You know, you don't see players his age be able to get to a high fastball and turn on it down the line, and he did just that. And what I really liked was he was able to change levels, not by bending at the waist or reaching for balls, but using his lower half to go up and down while still maintaining the power in it. I was really impressed with him, and so was Tennessee, evidently, as they got him about 2 weeks after we saw him. And heading to number 4, the 2020 Future Games MVP, outfielder Justin Thomas, out of Benedictine High School, game on stealth, committed to Georgia just last week, and all summer long we've talked about him. I don't know how many times I got on this or like, hey, Justin Thomas hit again. Justin Thomas hit again. Every tournament he came to out of the leadoff spot, just barreled baseballs up using the whole field. Prototypical leadoff guy, can stick in center field, and he really capped off his summer in impressive fashion at the Future Games, going 5 for 6, 3-run homer, 2 runs scored, 1 walk, and I was sitting there after the event and like, somebody is going to get a real steal because this kid should have been committed long before the Future Games, but I'm glad that he found the right home with Georgia. And then number 3 and number 2, I'm going to combine these because these guys were basically the Bash brothers of the 17U National Championship, Hunter Hines and Creed Willems, both catchers, 2021s. Hines is from Mississippi, played for SBG Sox, committed to Mississippi State. Creed Willems, Academy Select, TCU commit. I think between the two of them had 10 home runs, maybe even 12 in the entire event. I mean, every time they come up to bat, it was either myself, Kyle Coletta, or one of our other scouts were running over to the field. Like, we got to get our camera up because chances are he's going to hit a home run. Both these guys were just so much power in the swing and physical kids. Creed Willems looks like a throwback. He's got the mullet, looks like a mini John Kruk, honestly. Like, just so much strength between the two of them. It was a lot of fun at the 17U National Championship to see them both just go off, and it was incredible. And finally, the number 1 bat, Georgia's own Brady House, committed to Tennessee, team elite kid, goes to Winterboro High School, and House is just a different athlete. He's literally built like a house, broad shoulders, strong lower half, just incredible hand speed and bat speed at the plate. And what really stands out for him is his ability to make adjustments from pitch to pitch. We'd see him get fooled by a breaking ball first pitch, and then all of a sudden the pitchers come back with that same breaking ball, and this time he is on it, keeps the hands back, and just when he hits the ball, it comes off like a rocket. I saw one of the furthest hit balls at Lake Point this summer from him, where he just went down, got a low fastball, and sent it sailing over the scoreboard in left field. It was one of those like, holy cow, this is really legit. And it was with a wood bat, so like, there's no cheating there with wood. Like, you really got to square it up and hit it, and he's going to be so much fun to watch over this next year. And then, who knows what's going to happen with the 2021 MLB draft, but I suspect he's going to be in that first round range. And not to mention, he can also get on the mound and work into the mid-low 90s. So he's kind of got that in his back pocket if he ever wants to be a two-way guy, give that a shot.
Anybody who was watching you at all this summer knew you were going to have Brady House atop that list. I'm glad it was you that had to pare this down and not me, all the options that we had here at the Baseball Village. Be sure you're following Phil on Twitter at Phil Kerber PBR, and you can get the entire PBR Georgia experience at PBR Georgia on Twitter. Phil, thanks as always.
Thanks for having me, Cory.